Hello everyone, this is the Prussian Prince with another Total War Attila tournament match cast. This is the Total War League, Attila League, weird way to say it. Anyway, in this match, it is going to be me, Vagady, playing against Blademaster of Wolf Clan. And I'm playing as the Burgundians in this first game, and he is the Visigoths. Now clearly, just because of the factions, it's going to be quite difficult for me to drop this game. Anyway, we'll see if I'm gonna mess up or not. So I have a Royal Burgundian General over here, as you can see, Bronze 1 with Brace. I also have, guess what, 6 Royal Lancers, 2 of which are Bronze 1, the ones on the left. Then I do have 6 Burgundian Axemen right behind the Royal Lancers. Sorry about the noise in the background, by the way. I also have 4 of these Germanic archers and up front 3 Germanic bows, so fairly decent build by me, I suppose. Now for Blademaster, let's see. Well, his general is a Gold 2 Gothic general. He has Brace, of course. Then we see that he has 3 Noble Germanic Horsemen, Gold 3 on the left, 3 Noble Germanic Horsemen, Gold 3 on the right. Skirmish contingent consists of 3, 4, 5 of these Germanic archers, so he has a slight edge in terms of the Germanic archers number. Then up front he has an interesting thing. He has actually 6 of these Germanic pikes. Then we see a Thracian warrior over here, a Thracian warrior on the right, and that is the contingent. That is the infantry contingent for him, so it's gonna be up to the pikes to deal with the Burgundian Axemen and Royal Lancers, which is not a terrible idea per se, because whatever else he brings, he's gonna have a really rough time against me. But I mean, not against me particularly, but against the faction. I mean, like the Burgundian Axemen frontally will die to Germanic pikes, and obviously Royal Lancers frontally will die to Germanic pikes. But the question is, what's going to happen if I start flanking him? That is going to be hard for him. And yeah, so I'm gonna open this up by setting up my Germanic bows up first, as you can see, in loose formation, and I'm gonna try and make a breakthrough through his pikes. And this is another thing about pikes: they're extremely weak against missiles. Look at their armor: 8 armor and only 80 health. So that is definitely a weakness. So now I'm going to shoot with Germanic bows into these pikes, doing a lot of damage. As you can see, they're dropping very fast. And the thing is, he makes a mistake here. He has his archers kind of like in his pikes, so he's taking a lot more damage and his units can't fire properly, and basically I'm hitting more units than I should be hitting. So this is fine. I'm like, okay, I'm killing his pikes and I'm killing his archers too, so this is a very good trade for me. As you can see, I'm actually targeting the pikes, but I'm hitting the unit behind because of overshooting as well. Something to definitely keep in mind. I could have also targeted the archers and then hit the Noble Germanic Horsemen that were behind. I wonder what would have been a better choice, but honestly I think that killing the pikes is fine, because if I kill the pikes, then I can just deal with his... I can just charge his center or something with cavalry, and he would be a terrible spot. Now here, there's actually kind of an opening with my Royal Lancers, but I don't want to be too crazy about it. You can see that I'm positioning my Royal Lancers here. I'm still targeting his pikes. I've got more Royal Lancers going around. The thing is, I'm kind of fatigued right now, so perhaps I should have taken a longer time to flank, but looks like I'm gonna go for a bit of a rear charge here, but I'm going to disengage. No, I actually go straight in with the Royal Lancers, kill a lot of these Noble Germanic Horsemen on the charge. I'm also still targeting the pikes here. My bows, some of them, these archers actually only 8 kills, so that's really bad, but I'm sending in my flanking contingent, and as you can see, the Germanic pikes here not doing great. And now they're stuck in the melee, because if they pull out, they're just going to rout, and they might still rout because of 4 morale. I'm going to send my general in here, and with my general, I'm actually going to force a breakthrough against these pikes and rout the pikes. I'm also getting a charge off into the Thracian warriors with the Royal Lancers here. These 2 units are basically dead. Looks like I'm gonna try and get in here with the Royal Lancers, but I noticed that his pikes are in position, so I pull away. I don't want to fight that. But my right flank is proving to be troublesome, but he's not actually taking advantage of the fact that I don't have too many cavalry units defending the center. Well, I have 3, but I mean, he now looks like he's going to go in, but I mean, I'm already killing his right flank, so this is not looking great for him. Getting some of my Burgundian Axemen in, my Royal Lancers just destroying his Noble Germanic Horsemen, actually. I'm gonna disengage my Royal Burgundian General over here. I'm gonna send in more of my Royal Lancers against him. I'm also targeting his General. He's starting to take a lot of HP damage. Then I am just breaking his right flank very cost effectively, actually. As you can see, only 4 kills on the Noble Germanic Horseman over there. Sending in more Royal Lancers around him. I'm going to just make sure that these Germanic Archers don't come back. I'm getting my Burgundian Axemen over here to make sure that these Noble Germanic Horsemen just rout as quickly as possible. There they go. Now I get a charge off onto this Thracian, so it doesn't really make it at all. He still has some pikes, and I mean, his left flank is still very annoying to me, but I have a lot of men in advantage right now. I don't really like how these pikes are positioned here, so I have to go around them. I kind of find a sweet spot here, but I don't, so this is going to be a bad move by me. This is actually a pretty bad move by me, because I try to attack this pike from like an angle, but actually a lot of the unit just goes in frontally. This is not great for me, but I'm still killing the pikes from the flank. I've got a lot of Royal Lancers behind him, which forces his, which kind of forces him to pike box a little bit, but I have so many Burgundian Axemen, and these guys are just killing the pikes here. And once these pikes go down, as you can see here, some of my Burgundian Axemen are dying because they're not going where they're supposed to go. But here I'm kind of trying to force a breakthrough, but I lose a lot of my Royal Lancers in the process. I do kill a lot of these pikes on the charge, but I don't think it's actually worth it. Here I do get my Royal Lancers charging into the Noble Germanic Horsemen. Here I get a really nice charge, not just into his Germanic Archers, but into some of his cav. Here I get a charge into his Thracians and into his cav, so these units are gonna fall. He gets a nice charge here into my Burgundian Axemen, but my Royal Lancers not only get into his Noble Germanic Horsemen, but also make it actually die on the pikes, so that's not great for me. But my Burgundian Axemen here flanking his pikes. I've got more Burgundian Axemen coming in. Looks like this unit came back for him, but I'm gonna start targeting it with archers. I'm sending my general in through the fray. I've still got plenty of units still on the field, a lot of Burgundian Axemen. I'm losing some of my Royal Lancers at this point, but it cannot be helped. I'm engaging here, and this Thracian warrior going to die. I'm sending axe units on the flanks. Now I'm going to break through over here, going to attack the rear of this unit. And as you can see here, my Royal Burgundian General is going to make sure this unit doesn't come back. I've still got plenty of Burgundian Axemen left. He's forced to pull out with the spikes, and here I kind of get my general stuck, which is bad for me. But yeah, my general is going to actually lose a decent chunk of men, I think. But I mean, at this point, the battle is really in my favor, as it has been from the start. Once that engagement on Blademaster's right flank started. Here you can see his archers starting to waver. I'm also targeting his Gothic general, and once his Gothic general is dead, I mean, the battle will truly be over, because his units are going to chain route. Here I'm going to try and get my general to go for a rear charge, but he actually just does not go for the charge. Very strange. Now he's going to go for it, though. So some weird bugs with the charges, I think. And he does not actually get a charge, but at least the unit does route. So yeah, some weird charge issues with this game. But as you can see, my Axemen here doing a decent job against the Noble Germanic Horsemen, but the Noble Germanic Horsemen are going to be able to take out those axes. But here, clearly going in my favor, this Noble Germanic Horseman is going to end up dying to the Axe Royal Lancer combo. Also getting a nice rear charge here with more of my Royal Lancers into his Noble Germanic Horsemen. These two units are going to die soon. I'm going to charge in with my General 2 into his pikes. At this point, the game is over. Also, another engagement over here. You can see my Royal Lancers did get a pretty decent charge off on his Noble Germanic Horsemen, but they're going to end up dying. So here, his Noble Germanic Horsemen, no chance whatsoever against the Burgundian Axemen, and that is going to be game number 1. Only losing 776 men. I mean, these Burgundian Axemen just fairly cost effective against what he has. Royal Lancers too, but some of his pikes didn't do too terribly at all. Some of them, but they still do not become cost effective anyway. But yeah, that is game 1, as you can see, and currently 1-0 for me in this best of 3. I shall see you in game number 2. This is game 2 of the match. I'm now playing as the Elements, and Blademaster is in command of the Burgundians. So this is where it's gonna be quite difficult for me, because I'm the Elements and he's the Burgundians. So this is a really, really, really rough matchup for me. I mean, it is possible to win with Elements against Burgundians, but it's not easy. Anyway, let's go over my build. So I have my Pneumars Entourage Bronze 1 Gen with Brace. Up front, you can see that I have 2 Germanic Hurlers on each flank. No, make that. I have 3 Germanic Hurlers on the right and only these 2 Germanic Bows in the center. Then I have, as my cavalry contingent, 6 Noble Germanic Horsemen, 2 are Bronze 1. I have a lot of these Elite Alemannic Scavengers, 4 of them in total, and then 2 Bejeweled Nobles in the center. Now, for Blademaster, who is again the Burgundians, he has, let's see what he has. Where is his general? Okay, in the center over here, the Royal Burgundian General with fast charge, actually. Then he has 6 Royal Lancers in total. The 3 on the left have Bronze 1. Up front we see 3 Germanic Bows, it seems. So yeah, I have a definite skirmish advantage. But he does have 2 of these barbed skirmishers. Anyway, let's hit fast forward, and he's gonna have to rush me because I have a clear, like, just look at this clear skirmish advantage against him. So now I should be able to, as you can see, I'm getting a good engagement here. I'm gonna be able to get rid of this Germanic Bow with these 2 hurlers on my left flank. But it is actually gonna take a very long time to make sure that I get them off the field. So I'm gonna try and get my Noble Germanic Horseman out and destroy his bows. But he's doing a lot of damage. Well, not doing a lot of damage, but making me use a lot of ammo. Here I'm gonna get a good charge off into his bows, and then I'm gonna be able to disengage, actually. So here I kind of get a charge off, and then I pull out, but some of the unit does get stuck, sadly for me. And he is targeting this unit, so he gets a nice shot into the rear of the Noble Germanic Horseman over there. Here I kind of try and make sure that this Germanic Bow doesn't, that it shatters, but I can't. I'm gonna lose a couple of my units. Now the Royal Lancers, though, are, I'm still targeting them with Flaming Shot. He has this Barbed Skirmisher that's annoying, and sadly his Germanic Bow did come back. But here, as you can see, now this Germanic Bow is pushing up very, very far against my units. And it's going very, very far out. And because it's so far out, look at how quickly it's just dying to all these slingers, especially with the precision shot. Like right now, I should just be able to charge it and do okay. I don't know what I'm doing here with the 2 Germanic Bows. That's a micro mistake on my part. But I'm going to disengage, and I'm going to get a nice scav charge here into these bows with my Noble Germanic Horseman. This unit is gone. So this is very effective for me. The start of the game, pretty good, right? I mean, look at how many units he has left. He's lost a lot of men, and granted, it's only Germanic Bows. They still have some utility, I guess. But right now, I killed them basically almost for free. I did lose a couple of men, like 1 man or something, in some Noble Germanic Horsemen, but I'd take that trade for killing all of his Germanic Bows. So right now, happy about the situation, but he popped fast charge. So at this point, I'm like, whoa, I gotta be careful. Let's start firing with the hurlers and everything. And now I'm going to position my Noble Germanic Horseman behind my bows. And once he gets charges off onto my bows, what I'm going to do... Okay, he makes a mistake here with the Royal Lancers. Here come the charges. So now he doesn't get a charge off on a lot of my units. But he clicks again another charge order. So basically he does get a charge bonus. But I do get him here. And my Elite Alemannic Scavengers are here. But he gets a clean charge off into these Elite Alemannic Scavengers. His Royal Lancers, though, are totally out of position and are not supported by Burgundian Axemen. Here I'm going to engage in diamond formation with my Noble Germanic Horseman. He does get his Royal Burgundian General into my Elite Alemannic Scavengers. This is not good for me. He's gonna get a couple of good kills on him. Yeah, look at them drop. But here I'm kind of happy with how the engagement is going right now, because I've got a lot of these Elite Alemannic Scavengers. I'm killing this Royal Lancer. It hasn't really been too effective. But here comes the problem for me. So he's got a lot of Burgundian Axemen, right? I'm gonna get a nice cav charge here into his Burgundian Axemen with my Pneumars Entourage. The thing is, though, I should have charged this Barbed Skirmisher instead, because now my general is going to suffer a lot of casualties as it gets shot by this Barbed Skirmisher. That was a mistake. I should have gone for the Barbed Skirmisher. Same thing over here. If I went for the Javelins on both flanks, I would have been able to do far better, because those units are just going to do so much DPS. And now my general is almost dead. He's not dead, but he is almost dead. And now, because this Barbed Skirmisher basically killed my general almost, I cannot go for the all-important rear charges onto his Burgundian Axemen. I do get some of my Noble Germanic Horsemen through, though. And my general is still alive, and somehow this barbed skirmisher is... I got it into melee with my hurlers. I do get some charges off here, but sadly I cannot get my horses into his units. Here I stop his Royal Lancer charge with the Slinger. Now I can support with the Elite Automatic Scavengers. Here he gets into my Slingers, but I don't have spears to support. So this is not good for me. Now he's going to get a nice rear cav charge onto me. I'm trying to get rid of his Royal Burgundian General, focusing it with the Slingers, trying to send my cav around, but I don't really have an opening right now. And as you can see, the Axemen just... they're uncontested right now. I do have some of the Bejeweled Nobles doing extremely well, though, in the fight. They are, of course, in shield wall. I've got my Noble Germanic Horseman here. I kind of have to stop him from rear charging me, because if he does, my units here would just break, because they're close to breaking. I do stop his Royal Lancer cav charge over here, and I do manage to get my general out of the fight here. But my general dies at this point, which is huge. And all of these units that I have are going to just chain route at this point. And I thought I did pretty well, but the only thing I could have done differently is charge those javelins on the flanks. I guess I should have done that, but other than that, I felt like I did pretty well, but I just couldn't make it happen. Still pretty close. He lost a lot of men there. I mean, I killed his Germanic bows early on. Very good trade for me, but then just look at his barbed skirmishers. They paid off for him in this game. I should have just charged them with my cavalry. Then I messed up with my cavalry in that regard. My Bejeweled Nobles did really well, but as you can see, they just routed because I lost the general. It's a huge mistake by me not getting the javelins. If I kill the javelins, then my cavalry would still be alive and my general would be in position to go for multiple rear charges. So I think, yeah, that would have put me in a much better position. Maybe I could have won, who knows, but it's so hard against Burgundians. But anyway, it is 1-1, so it's going to be time for the tiebreaker match. See you in game 3. This is the third game of the match. I'm playing as the Langobards this time, and not Diplomat, wow, Blademaster. But same clan, but different players, I guess. Blademaster is playing as the Elements. So let's go over my build as the Langobards. Redoubtable Chieftain General with Brace. Then I have, let's see, in terms of cavalry contingent, 4 of these Noble Germanic Horsemen and 2 Germanic Lancers. Then you see up front 4 Scaled Clubmen, pretty nice units. On the left flank we have a Godhan's Chosen with a Horse Slayer. On the right flank, Godhan's Chosen with a Horse Slayer. So yeah, then I have in the middle looks like 4 of these Germanic Archers. Now for Blademaster, who is the Elements again, he has, let's see, his general. It's a Nodamar's Entourage unit with Bronze 2 and Brace. Then he has 2 of these Noble Germanic Horsemen, Bronze 1 by it. And on the right flank we see 3 Noble Germanic Horsemen, Bronze 1. Now let's look at the rest of his forces. He has a lot of skirmishers. So he has 3 Germanic hurlers in total, nicely placed on the flanks. Then in the center we have 2 Germanic archers. Let's see his infantry contingent. So 1 Bejeweled Noble in the center, 2 Bejeweled Nobles on the right, and 2 Bejeweled Nobles on the left. Bejeweled Nobles, very good units. Then he does have on each flank, looks like a scavenger mob. Let's fast forward this game, as it is going to be fairly long, as you can tell here, but yeah, very interesting game. You'll see very soon what I mean by that. Very soon. But anyway, we're just gonna be skirmishing a little bit. I kind of don't like the fact that I'm gonna have to use a lot of my ammo potentially on his hurlers. I don't like getting shot by hurlers, so he's going to... I mean, this is gonna be bad for me. If I can get my Noble Germanic Horseman in, though, that would be great. He's actually targeting the right unit, the Godhan's Chosen, doing damage instead of the Clubman. Very well done by him. And now he's just gonna get out of there after getting some shots off. So well done by Blademaster in that regard. Some good skirmishing by him. But here the Scaled Clubman, this contingent in the center is just basically telling him, you cannot attack the center. These units in shield wall as well. Like, look at their armor, look at their health. I keep saying this, but these guys are like the perfect center, I suppose, because they can't get killed by They really can't die to missiles easily at all. Even cavalry, if you charge cavalry into them, they don't take too much damage. Their only disadvantage, though, is that they are not good offensively, and they don't really do damage to heavy cavalry at all. So here I was trying to get into his hurler, but I did notice that he was gonna countercharge me, so that was not good for me. Here, this hurler definitely out of position, so I think I'm gonna try and get into it. I noticed this a little bit late though, so I guess he's gonna get some shots off into my lancer. This is not good for me. But here I get a charge off onto his hurler, though he does get the rear of my noble Germanic horseman. I am able to shoot some flaming arrows into him, but here I lose a lot of my noble Germanic horsemen. Though I go for a counter charge here, I guess, onto his cav. And I've got my support much closer with Horse Slayers and God's Chosen. Here comes the engagement as well, and I get a double charge with the Germanic Lancers, I think, here. I've also got another noble Germanic horseman. I did get into his Bejeweled Nobles here. This is a very important move by me, because I kill a lot of these Bejeweled Nobles. And I go for another cav charge here, doing very well against this Bejeweled Noble, actually. As you can see here, getting a significant amount of kills too. So this Bejeweled Noble already almost out of the fight. And now I've got... My Horse Slayers I actually gave attackers, but it seems like they're not going too far out. The thing is, what that I don't like here is I can't support with my God's Chosen because he would have charged it. So I had to pull it back. Here I've got the Horse Slayers and God's Chosen doing really well, but this charge is going to destroy my Horse Slayers, I think. That charge was very devastating, but this means I've got more Germanic Lancers I can send forward. I'm gonna try and get them against the Bejeweled Nobles, but not the best choice. Here though, I've got my Horse Slayers into the fight against Noble Germanic Horsemen, so the Noble Germanic Horsemen are going to die very quickly to the Horse Slayers, you can see here. Also activated Frenzy, so now these guys will... Look at how quickly they're dropping the Horse Slayers, this is insane. So now I'm going to engage the God's Chosen, but unfortunately for me, he does get an extra charge off onto them. And now he's making a weird move over here with this Noble Germanic Horseman. I don't think this is going to be worth it for him. I don't activate Shield Wall, but I'm pretty sure I did at this point. Anyway, the Skeleton Clubmen don't take a lot of damage from charges. So, yeah, I'm just going to... I mean, he's killing some of my Clubmen, but he's going to lose his Noble Germanic Horseman. As you can see here, his general is doing very well, but on my left... He's also killing my Noble Germanic Horseman. He's got some Bejeweled Nobles and Shield Wall moving up. But now I gotta be careful because I'm gonna have to deal with all these units. As you can see, I do have more men than him, but he has more cav, I believe. I still have my God's Chosen here, fighting really well and actually killing the Noble Germanic Horseman. That's important. They should do alright against the Bejeweled Nobles here too, but now he's targeting the rear of my God's Chosen, so that's gonna be annoying. Here, I am killing his Noble Germanic Horseman though, so this is really good for me. I've got my Redoubtable Chieftain engaging his Nodamers entourage, so this is good that I've pinned him down. Here though, I lost this cavalry unit and I'm not exactly sure how. Oh, it has 100 kills, so it must have had its HP lowered before. This Bejeweled Noble, not in shield wall, so I'm kind of doing okay-ish against it. Though I gotta be really careful because some rear cav charges from those units would be very important. I'm gonna be able to kill off this Noble Germanic Horseman with my Germanic Archers. As you can see here, it's going to die soon. Then this God's Chosen, luckily for me, went Berserk, so now it's like fresh and can do a lot of damage to these Bejeweled Nobles. Because it's Berserk, it's just not gonna rout. Now I've got this Germanic Archer next to his Nodamers entourage, so it's gonna do a lot of nice point-blank firing. But now it's kind of like repositioning, which is weird. But my left flank, he has this cav unit, which looks like he's gonna try and go for my skirmishers. And he's just gonna take so much damage by going to my skirmishers because my archers are firing at him. Though over here, I'm gonna get a nice rear charge off onto his Bejeweled, also hitting some of these units in the process. But this rear charge with my Germanic Lancers here, some of the unit, as you can see, it just stops after the charge. But these units are dying very quickly. He's gonna kill an archer for a horse unit. It's not too effective for him. But here, this engagement is taking ages, as you can see. My chieftain is still fighting against this cap, only got 2 kills. My clubmen trying to engage here, but not the best choice actually, by me. I'm gonna target this Noble Germanic Horseman, it's going to die. My Lancer here got a decent amount of kills against this Bejeweled Noble, but not enough. My Godden's Chosen, though, going to be very important in this battle. I am routing his Noble Germanic Horseman there. I still have this Godden's Chosen, which I'm not sending in. I've got this Scaled Clubman that is going to defend against the Bejeweled Noble, because if my general dies now, I would be in a lot of trouble. And actually, he did send the Scavenger Mob in, but now I'm going to engage his Bejeweled Nobles. I did activate Shield Wall, so that is good for me. That now I'm moving into Shield Wall. So no, he actually isn't. But here he does pull out his cavalry, his general nicely out of the fight. My chieftain is down to 80 men, that's not good for it. I'm gonna get a great charge here with the Germanic Lancer, I believe. This Germanic Lancer has really played for itself. Very nicely done by it. And now I'm gonna be able to rout this Bejeweled Noble off the field. And now my Godden's Chosen here, fighting to the last man. Very nicely done by them. I mean, they can't really do much against the Snodemar entourage with the amount of men they have left. Looks like I can't even kill one of these guys. But still, holding them off is very important. And now it looks pretty good for me. But my Germanic Lancer here routs, and I could not route this Bejeweled Noble because of Headhunt. However, my Godden's Chosen coming into these units now. I do hit the rear of the Scavenger Mob, and as you can see, Scavenger Mob has no chance. Here though, he's gonna get an excellent charge off onto my Redoubtable Chieftain, as you can see here. But he should pull out immediately because I'm not targeting his gen. But my Chieftain is going down rapidly now. And he's engaging my archers with his own archers. This is a good move by him. Just meleeing my archers so that they cannot fire into his gen. And now this is a problem for me because I'm shooting flaming arrows at my own general. This means that my general has like 4 morale left. This is really bad for me actually. And I guess I don't have steady, which is of course another bad thing, but my general barely doesn't rout here, which is great for me. And now I'm going to continue going on with the Godden's Chosen. I think I will countercharge this Scavenger Mob as soon as I can. I'm going to melee this archer unit with my own archer though. This is... At this point I'm not sure, should I target his general or should I not? That is my question. Here I'm fighting his archers in melee, and I'm gonna get a rear charge off with Scaled Clubman. Another question I had though was, should I just, instead of rear charging his Bejeweled Noble, just move in and attack in Shield Wall against his Bejeweled Noble? Because look at the charge bonus of the Scaled Clubman, not great, just 15 really. So yeah, maybe I should have just attacked in Shield Wall, who knows. But yeah, at this point my general is dead, but I can do a lot of damage to his own general. But this unit, one of my clubmen routes off the field with 46 men left. That was really bad for me, actually. But now my clubman against his Bejeweled Noble. Here, the Bejeweled is going to kill my clubman, sadly. I did not activate Shield Wall. And here, I'm targeting his units with Flaming Shot. Sadly, this archer just routes off the field, so this is not good for me. And if this unit routes, I'm also in a horrible spot. It is very close to routing actually. It's got 9 morale, so very, very close. And here I'm going to be targeting his general more and more. I've still got some Scaled Clubmen I can send into the archers. Now I'm going to Shield Wall as he goes in. And this is going to be really bad for his general. He's going to disengage again, but as he does that, means I'm going to get extra shots in the rear of his general. He's starting to fall quicker and quicker. I'm going to get some charges off with Scaled Clubmen here. My Scaled Clubman here is still fighting on, and this is the thing, the Scaled Clubman can hold out very long against the Bejeweled Nobles, even though they can't really kill them. So that is bad for me that I lost that unit and he still has his gen left. I mean, this game is not in the bag for anyone at all, actually, even at this point. I mean, you could say that I'm in a better position, but the thing is, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is important. I killed this Germanic Hurler. I killed this Germanic Archer. That's good for me. But we have this Bejeweled Noble on the field. The Bejeweled Noble is the unit that's terrifying me right now, actually. The thing is, I have no general left right now. My general is dead. This could mean a chain round, especially as my units are exhausted. Let's look at their morale. Okay, they don't have much morale, as you can see here. Well, this Godden's Chosen has 100 morale, so it can't rout, but everything else, like 30 morale, so definitely have to keep that in mind. 73 morale right now because of Flaming Shot and stuff, but they're still not gonna rout anyway. The thing is, once his general comes in, I'm actually gonna target him again, and these are some really nice shots off. He's going to disengage soon his general once he comes into my archer unit. I think he's actually going to be able to take out my archer unit, but I can't go in with my scaled clubman here. So as you can see here, I'm going to engage his bejeweled noble from the front and then flank with scaled clubman. Maybe not the best choice. Should have flanked with the bejeweled nobles instead. And here I'm going to activate shield wall as soon as he charges in. This is going to be okay for me, I guess. That charge did not do as much damage. Now the thing is, he's going to try and pull through, but as he pulls through, some of his general unit does die. And I mean, he can pull through against scaled clubman, but when he has so few men, it's going to be really hard for him. And now as he pulls through, his general is going to die soon. And once his general dies, his units should just chain route off the field. At this point, the game is in my favor. I'm even going to send the archers in to kill his general. 7 men left. He did activate brace. Still has these bejeweled nobles. I mean, they're even in shield wall. He has brace enabled, so these units are very effective right now. But being flanked like this, and now actually I have 2 units wavering, but I do get rid of his general. And so many of my units are wavering. Let's look at the morale of my units actually. 5 morale, 12 morale, and 46 morale. So this is actually very close, because if those units routed, my Godon's Chosen would have routed. But now his units route off the field, so, well, his last unit is Bejeweled Noble. As you can see, the Bejeweled Nobles were insanely difficult for me to get rid of. But overall, I did dispatch them. I mean, you can see the best of them getting only 114 kills. Still such a close game though. Just look at his general, killed so many. And his noble Germanic horseman. Even my Germanic Lancer is doing a lot of work. And this Godon's Chosen, wow, 249 kills. Wow. But anyway, that is game and match. So hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I'll see you next time.